To be doing a lot of breakdown of the Dave Rubin, David Pakman interview that David Pakman had on his show previously. We had covered him admitting that he has moved to the right. He says a little bit, we know it's a lot, and we know he's pussyfooting because he wants to act like he's, quote, the last liberal, or that he's a liberal, which he's not. But here, David Pakman does a very good job as an interviewer of pointing out the flaws of what he is saying. He claims to be a classical liberal, but also still be a liberal, and he points perfectly to a specific issue in which what he claims he believes is the complete contrary to what classical liberalism is. Classical liberalism is libertarianism. So smaller government, free market economics, free market is God, private ownership is amazing, I love it, etc., etc. So check out this clip.
Let's pause on that part because I do want to dig in more into detail on that in a subsequent part of the interview. But to get to the politics of it, the policies you describe, a lot of them, they're sort of at odds with classical liberalism. I mean, to give you one example, and I'm wondering maybe if the classical liberalism term is being used a little too loosely right now by some, and we're doing a long-form deep dive into classical liberalism that'll be out in a couple of weeks. I mean, one example would be a sort of foundational classical liberalism tenet is the government should be involved not at all in anything that the free market can provide. Now, it's not can provide efficiently or can provide pretty well, but can provide. So according to classical liberalism, healthcare is something that should be 100% in the free market. And that means no pre-existing conditions, or it costs 10 times as much if you have pre-existing conditions, or whatever it is that for-profit corporations want to do. The view you stated yourself having on single-payer healthcare, it could not be more opposed to classical liberalism. So is it possible it's maybe not the right label for you?
No, it's not possible that it's not the right label, because I know all the tenets of classical liberalism quite well, and I assure you it's not. Look, I've had many people on. I would recommend your audience check out some of my interviews with Steve Davies, with Randy Barnett, with Deidre McCloskey. These are professors at very well-known schools who've explained a lot of this stuff. Brandon Davies from Clemson, a bunch of other people. Sorry, Brandon Turner. Basically, I think for this, look, we can whittle down every definition to this is exactly how you have to think if you're this or that. I mean, we could sit here and go, well, you're only a Democrat if you exactly believe this or exactly believe that.
No, but Democrat, I think that's, to be clear, Democrat is a political party affiliation, and I think that's very different than an ideology like classical liberalism, which has some pretty well-defined characteristics.
What you just saw is David Pakman really, really hammering down Dave Rubin, something that Dave Rubin doesn't do very much on his show. I'm just kidding. He doesn't do it at all. But essentially what he did is he cornered him. He said, hey, how can you claim to be a classical liberal when you also say that you support single-payer healthcare, or vice versa? How can you claim to support single-payer healthcare while you say that you're a classical liberal? Because those two are at complete odds with each other, absolute odds with each other, okay? Because a libertarian would say anything, like he says perfectly, anything that can work in the free market should run in the free market. Libertarians believe in a small government, and that's why Republicans and libertarians alike, you have Rand Paul, who's also very much against it. They say big government kills, and etc., etc. And he breaks it down. Hey, classical liberalism equals libertarianism. Libertarianism is free market, and libertarian classic liberals believe that if the free market can run it, whether or not it's efficient, whether or not it's moral, it can run it, so therefore it should be ran in the free market. So we should have a pre-Obamacare system of healthcare. But somehow you say you support single payer, and while simultaneously you are a classical liberal, the both claims cannot truly coexist, because it is impossible. It truly is impossible. It's like me saying, I'm a fiscal conservative, or I'm a small government conservative, or I'm a small government libertarian. And you know what? I want single payer healthcare. It doesn't fucking make sense. And he called him out on it perfectly. And any viewer of that can tell that Dave Rubin got flustered and had to start spewing bullshit. What's up, guys? It's Saul Hill here. You guys are watching The Progressive Voice. Make sure you guys click subscribe down below. We're fighting Donald Trump tooth and nail, and we need your help.